The new moon on January 31st brings yet another reset point where we get to reset again and align ourselves to our path ahead. And in this video today, I want to share with you the 5 key things that I think you should know about this new moon on January the 31st. So stay tuned. So now that we're 1 month into this new year, 2022, a completely new energy period, the first thing I want you to know about this new moon is to stop and pause for a moment. Now that you've almost gone through the first month of this new year, it's ideal to check in with yourself, to assess, because we are being given that reset point again. So the new moon really marks another reset where we are really having the opportunity to really tune in and assess. Is what we have been doing this first month really still in alignment? Is what you're doing in alignment with your desire? Is your desire still in alignment? Or maybe have you grown? Because you have grown. This year, completely different energy period than it was last year. Now, you may also then felt called to really have a bigger vision for your life. And now is really the perfect time to just take a moment to pause, become still, to just stop for a moment and pause and really tune in and assess. Assess and readjust to your desires, to your plan, to your intention, to maybe even tweak your intentions a little bit more, because like I said, we are being given that reset. So whatever intention you set early on this month, maybe, or even still in December, may no longer be in alignment anymore. Maybe you've already grown so much this month alone that you're looking at your intention like, this doesn't feel right anymore. So now you're being given the time to really look over your intentions again and then assess and readjust, or just adjust your intentions to your true desire. And like I said, even maybe looking a little closer, is what you had thought that you desired early on this year still in alignment? And if not, adjust your desires. And the second thing is that I want you to know about is that you're now also feeling more of an inner sense of stability, security. Because in a previous video about where I gave you an overview of the key energies of this year and what you need to know about this year, one of the things is the key energy theme is that inner stability and outer growth. So now it's really that starting point of feeling more stable or more secure in who you are, in your path. Really having that sense of knowing that this is it. This is your path. Your path is unfolding. That you're truly feeling more stable and secure in who you are, your path, your decisions, the actions that you're taking, or the things that you decide not to do. So it's really feeling more stable, having more of an inner sense of stability in who you are, and really knowing that no matter what, you are going to achieve the things that you want. It's just a matter of time. But now this inner sense of really security, really feeling secure in who you are, in everything, in all of your decisions, is now also becoming more stronger, because that's really what this year is all about, is that inner stability and outer growth. Because when you're really when you have inner security and inner stability, well, of course, then you're showing up differently. You're showing up more empowered, and you're also making decisions and taking action from a more empowered state. And of course, then it will ripple out, and you will create more abundance, more success, more freedom, more happiness, more of the things that you actually would like to have, because, well, you are just simply more empowered to do so, to allow it in. And the third thing here is that you also may now feel that call to just go within and to anchor in that new growth, because grown you have. You definitely have grown tremendously. Not just last year, but even just this month alone, you have grown. And now that call to really go within is to help you get used to that new you again. Because anytime you're growing, well, you're no longer the same person that you were before, right? And you have to get used to that new you again, that newness. It's the same thing when you buy a brand new shoe. You gotta get used to that shoe first before it feels comfortable again. Because anytime you grow, you have to stretch yourself. You have to step outside of your comfort zone. You have to break through limiters and all of those different things. And in order not to fall back into your old ways, you need that time to adjust, to adapt, to really embody this newer version of you. And now this new moon is really calling you to just go within, and to get comfortable with who you have grown into over these last, just this month alone, and even, from before. But now is really the time to really go within and just get used to that new way of being again. And then the fourth thing is that you're also, as you're going within, you're also then uncovering certain things. So then there's also a deep inner release happening as well. A release from all the old layers, the things that are no longer serving you. And as you're tuning in, really assessing and tuning in and getting used to your new way, your new way of being again, you are maybe also uncovering that certain things that you have been doing, the people in your life, the way you have been looking at life, the way you have been thinking about yourself, everything may simply no longer serves your elevated path, your higher path, the path that you are now moving towards. Even that more uplifted, that more empowered version of you. And now you're also being given that opportunity for that release. Now, the release is happening whether you're doing it consciously or not. It's happening on a collective level. We're now really being assisted to feel that inner stability, because like I said, the theme of the year is the inner stability and outer growth. So if you're not feeling that inner stability yet, well, stuff needs to happen so you feel more secure and stable in who you are. So that's why now this deep inner release is happening in order to assist you to let go of all the stuff that is really holding you back, all the stuff that's keeping you in limitation, all the stuff that is affecting you negatively, that's keeping you in the energy of not feeling secure, not feeling worthy, not feeling lovable, or whatever it is that is really holding you back. So now you're really being assisted on a collective level to just release. Now here I want to invite you, really take some time to go within and just allow the healing to take place. Now you may feel a little agitated, you may feel a little stretched, you may feel certain things, maybe even tired, maybe just not that you don't want to go anywhere, that you don't really want to talk to anyone. Perfectly fine. Give yourself the time that your body needs to adjust, to adjust to the new level of frequencies that we're being given in this year, in this new energy period as well. But just allow the healing to take place. Now, if something really comes up for you, you can write it down with the intention of, as you're writing it, you're releasing it. Or you can just imagine you're just closing your eyes, and whatever comes to the surface, that you're either putting it into a bubble, into a bucket, into a trash bag, whatever you want to do, and just release it. Or just turning it over to Mother Earth, letting it go out of your feet, down into Mother Earth, with the intention to hand it over to her so she can transmute it into love and light. Whatever you feel called to do it. It's perfectly right for you in that moment. But it's about really listening to what your body asks of you, what your soul is guiding you to do. And like I said, if you need some time, take some time. If you need to take a nap, take a nap. Because even when you're sleeping, when you're napping, you're actually healing and releasing. Because all of that will then help you really step into that newer version of you, that more empowered version of you that you are meant to embody in order to really step into your elevated path, your higher path moving forward. And then the fifth and final piece here is that there's also now an inner preparation happening to prepare you for your elevated path ahead. After the growth of January that you have experienced, and you may be still also experiencing, depending on when you're watching this, you have grown. And now you're being prepared internally to really embody your empowered self. To take the steps, the inspired steps that will help you move forward. Now, you may have already gotten some glimpses of what is that elevated path for you for this year. You may have already written your intentions for this year. I hope you did. Maybe you've even watched the video that I released about designing your dream life. And you sat down and you wrote your new story for this year. Now you are being prepared internally, so you take the steps, the aligned steps that are in alignment with what you desire, with what you decided you want to experience this year. Now this may then also cause you to feel the need or the desire, the inner push to declutter your home, your life, your internally as well, your mindset, your habits, how you go about life. Think of it like an early spring cleaning, right? So you may feel that need to do that, to let go, to really liberate yourself of all the stuff you no longer need. Because it's truly about stepping into your more empowered version of yourself. The version of you that feels absolutely strong in your own skin, to feel secure in who you are. And now you're being assisted through this new moon on the 31st to do all that. And if you're still not quite sure of what you're meant to do, of your life purpose moving forward, your soul's mission, check out the video on how to discover your life purpose. I put the link in the description below. There are 5 steps that I share of how you can really uncover your life purpose. But I just want you to know, you're probably already living your life purpose, but because you're meant to awaken, you're meant to find your path. So you're already living your life purpose, but then doing your soul's work will then unfold the more you awaken. But in that video, I share with you some steps on what you can take to get some clarity around what you're here to do moving forward, if you're not quite sure about that. But now, moving forward, I really want to invite you, really take some time to go within, to really tune in, use this energy, this new moon energy, to really give yourself that energetic reset. You know, really take advantage of that energetic reset by really tuning in and assessing and letting go of whatever needs to be let go of, allowing the healing to unfold, but then also tapping into your inner strength to really embody your empowered version of yourself. And you may even journal about this one question: who would I be if I were my most empowered self? Or you can even ask something else like, how would my empowered self show up differently on a daily basis? And whatever else you want to ask. But you can journal about that just to get some insights in, well, who would I be if I'm really empowered? How can I be more empowered than I already am right now? And just get some clarity around it, and then start taking those steps and really embodying the energy of your inner empowerment and show up as the empowered version of you. Because it's already within you. So take the time now to really make the most out of this energetic reset that we're getting now with this new moon on the 31st. So here you go. You have the 5 key things that I thought you should know about this new moon. I really hope you're going to make the most out of it. Be sure to check out this next video here about how to discover your life purpose. I really think you're going to love it. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Until then, make an amazingly abundant, successful day. Namaste.